Okay, I'm here. We like to lean in this crowd. Me and my friend Crystal Lynn Bell. We like to lean into the camera and talk to you like you're right with us. You're right with us. And you are right with us. You're here on Receptive Radio, your tuning station. And I have Crystal Lynn Bell here again. Why do I do that? Because she has got some damn good stuff to tell you about. And she's been building it just for you, just for you. And the topic today is, where is your next client coming from? And as an entrepreneur myself, I'm asking that almost every day. And do you ever find yourself, you're like switching between strategies? You're also hearing somebody say something, oh, I got to do that now. You might be jumping around, or you might feel anxious, worried, or unsettled because you don't know where your next client is coming from. This is
Mhm.
what we're going to talk about today. And Crystal Lynn Bell has a great way for you to solve this problem, right?
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. So, hi, everybody. Thank you, Jennifer, for allowing me to be here with you again today. It's always a pleasure. It's always fun.
It is. It is. It is. And we got our big earrings on today too, and all of that. Um, so why do you think so many talented coaches, they're so good at what they do, but they are often finding themselves, where is my next client coming from? And not just the next one, but where are the next five coming from? You're talking about moving beyond just the next one, but the next five.
Yeah, I absolutely believe in looking at the next five because the next five is where the game begins to change for the coach or the entrepreneur as they're doing this work. One is great, great. We can have one and it's great. But five gives you a chance to focus. It gives you a chance to work out issues as you're moving through onboarding, deliverables. Five brings you substantial income so that you have a nice cash injection. And five also makes you feel confident. How many people did you enroll? Five. Feels so good. So, yeah, five is a number for me. And I do have some ways, Jennifer, I have some ways to help people get there.
Yeah, and this is what you do. You help people get there. You can do it for them too. You can take some pressure off of them and help
Yeah.
them get there as well. So, what are you seeing women do that don't have consistent clients? Like, what do they look like? What are they? What's going on for them? What's their pain points there?
I just got this from a woman I was talking to. She's like, SOS, Crystalline. And I'm like, SOS, like help you? Yes, that is what I'm doing. You have a session with me. I am going to help you. She said, no, shiny object syndrome. And I'm like, oh, okay. Shiny object syndrome is when you are doing something and then something out there gets your attention. You see someone who's that you admire, they're earning more money, they've got more views, they've got more following. Something is going on with them that makes you feel like what you're doing currently is not sufficient. And so you're going to go and now try to do what they're doing. So you drop what you're doing there, you shift your energy and your momentum. You had momentum in this thing. Now you're shifting it all out of that thing. And then you're going into this thing. This new thing feels exciting. It's new. You feel hopeful. You saw somebody getting results from it just a couple days ago. So this thing feels new. And then so you focus on this new thing. And here's the issue. The focusing on that thing requires a prolonged amount of time. Anything that is valuable to your business requires a sustained amount of focus, which requires resilience and which requires you to be uncomfortable because you are doing all these different things, right? So it's a process. It's not about getting to the end. It's about understanding that you're building momentum and power in the actual process. So that's very uncomfortable because the wins or the outcome doesn't come right away. So our concentration span wants to wander. This is why we start so many projects and we don't follow through. And that makes it hard for women coaches, especially today, because there's so many different ways of doing things and everybody makes everything look so good and it's so tempting. And that's where we need to stay focused, head down. We need to learn how to shut some things out and let some things in.
Yeah. Uh, this is exactly what I help people do too, as well as you, is like, and there is this, one of my shamanic teachers said to me in like 2010, human beings are really good at starting stuff, but we are terrible at finishing things. So just
Sure.
know that you're not the only one. Like, this is everybody in the world. We
Mhm.
are addicted to starting the new thing. The shiny object really does distract us, plainly, distracts us
Sure.
from our momentum, from our expansion, from our path, and we don't finish it. And lots of times we'll get into something that's really shiny and it's working for somebody else, but actually it doesn't work for you. It was
Absolutely.
never for you. It was never for you. And so then you get into doubt and you start beating yourself up. Why did I do that? And now I got, and you don't even actually go back to the thing that might have been the thing for you.
Right. Right. When I was just as I was listening to you talk, a butterfly might lay hundreds of eggs, but not all of those eggs become larvae, and not all of those larvae become uh, caterpillars, and not all those caterpillars make it through to becoming a butterfly. So the key is to understand that there are a lot of ideas. Ooh, sorry. There are a lot of ideas. There are a lot
Right.
of
There's a
things that
lot of
come
ideas coming birds out my window right now.
right. I've got monarchs outside my window right now. We are just, and the bells are ringing. Um, but not everything is, you get to choose. You get to choose. And what you choose, you give all of yourself to. The problem is that we choose and then we let it go. There's no commitment. And so, my solution is to number one, choose wisely, okay? Commit and understand that it's going to take resilience to be able to go through those difficult parts. When your creation becomes difficult, the key is to keep going, to not back down, especially when you put something out and it doesn't give you the feedback that you want. Like, oh, I only got 3 views on this. I didn't get any likes, or nobody showed up to this masterclass. Therefore, the masterclass is a failure. That's not true. So, that's something that we're actually kind of taught. We're taught to try a masterclass. If you don't get the results, it means that the people don't like it. Actually, that's not necessarily true. We have to look at more to understand what were the actual numbers, right? We have to look at how many people actually got the thing. And, was your pool of people large enough to actually be able to make a decision based on these things? So, my point is, you have to choose wisely. And in order to choose wisely, you have to know what it is you're in fact choosing and what your choices are ultimately leading you to. That's where I am right now.
That's awesome. And we get the bells ringing and the hummingbirds and the butterflies because we're on to something here. We're on to
Yeah.
something. Like, that's how
Mm.
nature responds to spiritual business mentors like us. It tells us we're on to something. So what becomes possible in a business when clients stop feeling like your clients or my clients, they stop feeling like an occasional breakthrough is happening. Like it starts becoming a pattern. Like when they start being consistent with, oh, 5 new clients came in the door. Like
Right.
5 more new clients came in the door. Like they start getting the evidence that it's working.
Right.
What do they need to do then?
Okay. So, first of all, that evidence that it's working, excuse me, that evidence begins before the clients come. And this is where we need to start understanding the nature of who we are as creators and how this world works. So just like you said, the bell went off, the hummingbird appears, the monarchs appear. You have to understand that those are representations of clients, followers, and income. They may be a bird or a monarch butterfly and a bell ringing on some weird app in Crystalline's office. But the key is that they're happening all at the same time. Those are synchronicities. Those things, once you start living in the vibe of the synchronicities that are happening all around you, then the clients they have permission to come in because you are in that receptive space. You don't recognize hummingbirds, bells, and monarchs as alignment if you're not aligned. But if you're aligned, you see it, you know it. And so the clients can then come. So once those clients come, this is again where the big picture must be understood and you must choose wisely, because the thing that we have to look at as entrepreneurs in this world is how those 5 clients came. For me, there can be beginner's luck. There can be the full moon in the 7th house and Jupiter in, in whatever, okay? Alignment, all right? Like cosmic alignment, that can bring a flow of of clients. Um, Luck, alignment, okay? Those things can bring you clients. What we though need in reality in the 3-dimensional world is support for all those magical events. And then we need real practical events. So we need infrastructure. So when those 5 clients come, Jennifer, it's really important that there is something to meet them. You and I, we talk about our processes. We're business besties. So we are sharing the processes. I watch you build your processes. You watch me build my processes, right? Those are the things that are putting in place so that when someone sees Receptive Radio and Crystalline is there, and Crystalline is like a guest, and that person resonates with what I say, I can drop a link and that person is invited into my world, right? And we need different entry points for different levels of people, right? And here's the thing that's really important. You don't have to build all the things all at one time. The key is to, number one, make a plan. Think about what you want to be building over the next 3 years, and then set out to work on one piece at a time.
Yeah. Step by step is so important. And the shiny object syndrome is one of those things that can take you right off of your step by step process. And
Absolutely.
when it happens, when you do like, because you're comparing yourself really, like this is
Yeah.
what's happening is you're comparing yourself to somebody like me or Crystalline. Oh, they have so much success, or they look like I want what they have. As soon as you start comparing yourself, and I think in Italy they have a word for it, but I don't know it right now. it's like a little death. It means like you have a little death. Like you kill your momentum. You kill your
Yeah.
momentum and you bring doubt up to the surface that I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I need to be doing what they are doing. But what Crystal Lynn is saying and what she has for you is infrastructure, a place to hold more clients, to funnel them in, to bring them in. And what I do is like, we also have to have, and you do too, the space in our energetic field
Mm,
to hold more clients as well. Like we
absolutely.
have to be able to receive them
Yeah.
and not block them. And we have to be noticing how I, or, you don't take the next step to follow through. Because, like, when you're in a step by step process, it means do this step, then follow through to the next step. Even if
Right.
you don't get the evidence, like when I created Receptive Radio over 3 years ago, nobody was watching. But I chose the date, I chose the time, and I've never changed it. I have been
Mm,
doing it consistently for over 3 years.
it's amazing.
And I didn't let it bother me that people weren't commenting, people never seen it. I didn't wasn't getting views. I still have a limited subscription on YouTube, but there's going to be a time and a day and a place when that all shifts. And staying persistent and devoted and dedicated on my step by step plan
Mm,
is where it's going to take me. Same with your spiritual business hour.
yeah.
Same with this whole thing you've created for the Liberated Coach. So you're doing a retreat this weekend, and it's not just a masterclass. It's not just a new strategy. It's something else. And tell us more about the Liberated Coach retreat. Why it's not a masterclass, like why it's not a strategy. What is it?
Yeah. You say, you always bring things together so beautifully. I love that about you.
Oh, thank you.
One of the things I love about you. Um, so the big picture is important and you have to understand the big picture, but you need to have some blueprints in place. Like if you were an architect designing an empire, designing your empire, what you would want are blueprints so that you would know what needs to be built and how and what the specifications are for each aspect of the project. Your business is your empire. And so, what we're doing with the Liberated Coach Retreat is we are building 5 different aspects of your business, the essential aspects of your business, the things that your business cannot do without. I'm going to take you through them. I'm going to take you in order. You're going to have these blueprints so that you can take them into the world and start building from a place of totality and wholeness. So, one of the problems I have discovered with new coaches, especially, but coaches, veteran coaches who have been doing this for a while, struggle with this in the same way, is that shiny object syndrome makes them build out of order. They're going for the thing that feels good in the moment. And that thing that feels good in the moment doesn't consider what has come before or what is missing. So I have an example. One of my peripheral students, she's not someone who is studying with me completely. She's not one of my clients. She's someone who's in a large group that I have, and I only can work with her so much because she's got some other mentors. Well, she went with a mentor. She's brand new coach. She hasn't even finished her certification yet, doesn't have any clients, has never served a client, doesn't have an ideal client, does not have an offer, but she decided that she was going to put on a summit. She found a mentor, and so that look right there. She decided that her very first thing was going to be a summit. And So she's asking all these people, these coaches, mentors to, she's claiming that she has some kind of authority in the coaching space, and she has zero authority other than her own experience, which is valuable. But for me as a coach, in a summit, we're relying on one another to carry one another, to bring our resources together. She doesn't have anybody in her client database, right? So that's where she chose to start. And for me, that is kind of like actually the last thing. But this is what I mean. The world is set up, shiny object syndrome. She left her certification process and decided to put on a summit instead. And now she was putting on the summit, and it's a process. So my point is that things should be in an order. And before you begin, what we're going to be doing during the Liberated Coach Summit, the Liberated Coach Retreat, is building out everything in order so that you are very clear about what comes first. We're going to help you build that out. On Friday, we're doing the first two pathways. On Saturday, we're doing pathways 3, 4, and 5, because there are 5 pathways that you need to build a 6-figure business. And then on Sunday, we're going to be putting together the 90-day game plan so that you can actually build out these things in a way that takes you to the result that you personally want to experience.
Okay, I love that. I love that. But I wanted to go back. You were saying, okay, the person who decided I'm going to go build a summit. Okay. Lynn did a Liberated Coach Summit. Then she did a Liberated Coach Challenge. She did a masterclass this week as well. And
Yeah.
now she's doing the retreat. So that is a step-by-step process. Okay. When I
Yes.
rolled my eyes and thought, oh my God, she's doing a summit. Do you know why I did that? Because summits take a huge amount of energy and tools and resources and like sequences and gathering. It takes months to build and then put it on for 10 to 14 days or 3 days, however you do it,
Mm-hmm.
and not having any resources. But here's the thing, I bet you this woman, she got a download that she wants to do summits. But instead of knowing that that is like the end, one of the things she can do at the end of the steps. Here's the thing, when our intuitive guidance system is activated and we're receiving lots of information, it doesn't come with the do this in this order.
Right.
And it can also screw us up. Besides other people and social media and everything, it can say, like, I just received an idea the other day, but if I drop everything I'm doing right now to go to that idea, I lose my momentum of where I'm at. Right.
Absolutely.
And
Mm-hmm.
so we need to know ourselves better. We really need to know ourselves better. We have to know how our intuition, how we receive visions, ideas, inspirations, and how our imagination works, and get really in tune with, for myself, I'm a visionary. You're a visionary. And we get
Mm-hmm.
big ideas, but it's like, okay, that's a big idea that has a lot of foundation and platform underneath it. For example, I'm going to just go on a little bit here. I'm building a dream home retreat space right now.
Yeah.
And first, I had the vision like over 5 years ago. I didn't even know how it would happen. I didn't like go out and start driving down the streets looking for a property. I didn't. I didn't even
Right.
have the money for it. I let
Right.
it just percolate and held on to the vision of it, that, yeah, I want that. I didn't attach to it and how it had to show up. And then my partner bought the property. Like, and then we lived in it for a bit and we were like, well, what do we want to do here? Then we hired an interior designer, then
Mm.
the architect, then had to find the builders. And now every time we go there, we're looking at the blueprints and we're like actually going back to the blueprints and the design and all of that, because that is what the builders need to build it. So if you think of yourself like you're building a property, your empire, you need the built blueprints, because guess what? You're going to keep pulling them out and go back to it to keep you on the step by step path. Because when the builders are building our place right now, they don't put the roof on before the walls are up.
Yeah, exactly. This is the point. And, in the online space, if you don't know the big picture of what it takes to run an online business, then you don't know what that looks like. At least with a house or a physical space, you could imagine that, hey, if I start building the roof right now, boy, I'm not going to have any place to put that roof. There aren't any walls to put that roof on. You can imagine that. But in the online space for coaches, we're not taught in certification programs how to actually build the business. We don't know what the whole big picture looks like. And so my job during the Liberated Coach Retreat is to show you the big picture, help you understand how it works, and then we'll go through all the different blueprints. You'll see how everything is functioning together, and then you can, I say go step by step, but you will at least know, you will be able to see and understand with your mind what happens if you start building your website before you've really honed in on your ideal client, right? What can happen if you build your website without knowing who your ideal client is and without knowing her language? Your website is not talking to your ideal client. This is why we don't build a website before we do our ideal client, before we do our offer. We don't do our offer before we know who we're offering it to, right? So for me, order is very important, structure is important, and being able to sit down and talk about these things with a professional who has gone through it before, not just you making it up and imagining, but actually someone who has seen it, made her own mistakes, and actually has created six-figure solutions for herself and for other people. That's what the Liberated Coach Retreat is all about.
Yeah. And it's not just for that beginner person either. It's for somebody like me who has a brand platform. I already have a website. I already have lots of
Beautiful. Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. But I'm always giving you ideas, remember? And now I have this retreat space. It's coming in as a new thing. And like I start pivoting sometimes because I'm keep refining my ideal client. I just keep refining, right? Like, so I want to follow blueprints. I don't want to be putting my roof on without my walls up. So when I get a new idea, I want to put it there first, talk to a professional.
Yeah. That. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Where is this in the blueprint plan?
Well, and for someone like you, and this is where it's great to have a mentor who has also gone through the things that you are going through, because there's expansion and we don't want to resist expansion. We don't want to lock down expansion, right? And you're in an expansive phase right now. You've been doing this for years, but this is also for you a big growth year. You do have new ideas. You are seeing the birth in physical form of a number of different projects. Mm-hmm. So the blueprint in your case is going to help you get grounded. It is very particular in that it's going to help you zone in on who it is you really want to serve. Because when you're expanding, it's very easy to kind of expand with many different ways. right? What I learned for myself was that I serve one woman, but there are different stages of that woman that I serve at any given time. It's always one woman. So maybe, let's say that you were my ideal client, Jennifer. I would think about, there's a phase where I'm serving Jennifer before she's become a shamanic healer. What is the language that she's using at that time? What are the offers she needs? Right? Same woman, but now Jennifer has gone, she's done all this deep dive into shamanism. She understands money. She's starting to bring the totality of herself inside and out into her business. How do I need to help her at this stage? Right. And then she's graduated from that. She's built her business and now she's wanting to scale. What are the things that I need to create for her at that stage? It's very important. For me, I work with one woman, but at different stages is when I'm going to, maybe for this quarter, I'm focusing on early Jennifer. It just so happens that for this year, I'm focusing on level 3 Jennifer, right? So I'm not doing anything with level 1. That's not where my focus is going. I'm not talking about level 1 Jennifer. Okay. Will level 1 Jennifer be able to relate to what I'm telling level 3? Sure, she will, because level 1 Jennifer, all those women out there are going to look at level 3s and be like, that's where I want to go. That's where I want to go. That's who I'm becoming. That resonates with me. Right. So that's what this liberated coach retreat is about, is understanding who it is you truly serve and then building the offer ladder or what have you for that particular woman or man.
Yes. Yes. So if you're ready to stop guessing, you want to start building the business, the empire that can actually support you with income, consistent clients, freedom, and that impact you're here to make, please join Crystal Lynn Bell's Liberated Coach Retreat. I'm going, I'll be there. And the link, like it's saying across the ticker tape here, is in the post that you are watching this on or in the description below. And we'll also come around and be posting the link in the comments as well. And remember, in the comments of any of these streams that you're watching, you can ask us more questions because we will come back and answer them for you. And so when's the retreat start? When did they need to make a decision soon here?
Right, because today, so the retreat is $497. If you sign up today, it's just $197. That's important to know. The retreat starts tomorrow, Friday, the 28th, 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific. So we're going to be working for 3 hours tomorrow. Saturday, it starts at 7 a.m. Pacific and goes until 4 p.m. Pacific. It's a full day. We'll give you some breaks, but we've got a lot of work to do. We're building a whole business in a weekend, okay? And then Sunday, we go from 8 a.m. until 12 a.m. So just hours. But that's our wrap up.
Yeah. So this is something that could really support you. It's available right now. Get in today for 197. Come and be in the energy, in the presence of Crystal Lynn Bell and her wisdom, her teaching, her experience. She's helped over 800 women. I mean, you've been
Yeah.
doing this for a while.
Yeah.
This is strategy, but it's going to stretch you. It's going to stretch you and
Yeah.
it's going to help you to expand.
And it's strategy with heart. We begin on the inside. As a matter of fact, pathway 1 is about the internal process. And once we get there, once we get that established, then we can move forward into the real strategy in the outside world.
Right. So thank you for watching Receptive Radio. You can check out Crystal Lynn Bell's Spiritual Business Hour. She goes live at 2 p.m. Pacific on Facebook and YouTube every day, Monday to Friday. And we'll see you here again next week. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thanks.